What's up, everyone? So we got a rainy day today, so no real landscaping footage, but I wanted to tell you something today that you really need to work on, especially if you're in the lawn care, landscaping, any kind of business really. These two things are so important. So we're going to talk about sales and why they're important for your business, and closing, because you need to have a good close ratio. So, every potential job that you get, you want to make a sale on just about every job you get, right? That's how you stay busy. But you want your closing rate to at least be 70 or 80% out of all your estimates. Now, I know you see on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, YouTube ads about high income skills and all these people talking about it. This is a high income skill. This is how you're going to increase your income. Now, what I really wanted to talk about in this video, because I'm going to try and keep it short, is I'm going to give you a tip on how to close better. Okay? So I'm going to give you an example, and this is a recent example. I went out and looked at a mulch job, and it was like a 4,500 square foot mulch job. And not only was it mulching, it was I had to trim a lot of plants too. So my initial quote was $3,600, and that included the mulch and everything. I called the customer up, told them the price over the phone. I could tell in their voice that, that was a little bit of a sticker shock to the customer. Which is no biggie. A lot of customers, sometimes they just don't know what it costs for the service that you're going to provide for them. So that's no big deal. But on the phone, it's also good to not be, iffy with your voice on the phone when you're making the sale or trying to make the sale, okay? So you want to sound as confident as possible. So when you give that big number pitch, you want to sound confident in your voice, like you've sold these jobs all the time. Don't sound, you don't want to sound like super eager, right? But you don't want to sound like you're hesitant on giving a price, because that just sounds kind of shady to the customer, and it's not going to go well. So be confident in yourself, sound confident to the customer. That's going to help you make the sale too. The more confident you are in yourself and the way you sound when talking to the customer, that's going to help the sale go a whole lot better, okay? But anyway, on the phone with the customer, I said the price. Sounded a little hesitant. But she said it kind of sounds like something that she's still willing to do, but she wanted to think about it. Okay, no problem. So, I said, that's fine. Get off the phone. I wait one day. I call the customer back. The very next morning, call the customer back. Hey, I just want to follow up, see if you've had time to think it over. And of course, she hadn't thought it over yet, okay? So now, this is where the closing tip comes in, okay? You say, hey, we would love to complete your project for you. Be like, hey, Susie, we would love to complete your project for you, and we understand that it is a bigger price up front, and we want to work with you still, and we might have a solution that can benefit you. And our solution would be, we can do it in stages. So we can come in and trim your bushes first, get everything squared away for such and such price, and then on down the road, if you like, and you're happy with our work, we can come back and do the mulch for this price. And we can break it up if you like, and that we do that with a lot of our customers. And that way it's not a big chunk up front, because we understand, things can go wrong at any time. You could have a car break down, a water heater go out. It's when you say that, the customer automatically is a lot more comfortable with you. And a lot of times, almost every single time that I have told that to a customer that's hesitant on the job price that we had gave them, they take that. They take that. They'll do it in sections, okay? Or another example, we cut some trees for a lady, right? She had a lot of trees. I think it was 10 or 12 trees, okay? And that was going to be a lot up front to have cut. Well, we broke it up. We told her we could do so many trees a month for this amount or whatever. And that got us the job, and that kept us staying busy. They loved that idea versus the big chunk right up front. So sometimes you got to do that to make a sale, and that usually almost always works. Now, I had this lady call back. I made her feel real comfortable by calling her back, following up, and explaining all that to her. You could tell her voice instantly changed. It wasn't nervous sounding on the phone anymore about the price. She didn't just seem hesitant on it, okay? She sounded a lot more eager, a lot more willing, like, yeah, that sounds great. We might do that. And then, she rambled on and talked to me for a little bit longer. But I hung up the phone. That was like on a Friday. And I was going to follow back up on the weekend or the first of the week. And, here it is this morning. First thing I get up, the phone rings. I actually missed the call. I called her right back within a couple minutes. And she says, do the whole project. We don't have to do it in stages. Just do the whole thing. Okay? So that's a win. So guys, the key highlights of this video is when you're on the phone with your customers, be confident, sound confident in yourself. If you say you got a big project, it's mulch, trimming, pavers, something like that, and, they're a little hesitant up front about that big chunk of change, do what I said. Try that, do it in sections. You'll do so much work for this amount of price at this time, and then later on when the customer is willing, or you can discuss it with the customer to start the next section, for that price, or break it up for the customer. The customer is more likely to accept that job, and you're going to stay busy. You're going to gain another customer. They're going to be happy that you worked with them and that they were still able to complete the project. You're most likely going to get a good review, as long as you do a good job and, your work's honest and all that, right? But if you ask them for a review after you've completed it, those types of people right there will likely give you a review because you're honest with them, you're confident, you've done the job, they see the work, you worked with them, and that's a lot more than most companies do. And the last thing is try and make a sale every day. I know it's hard, especially in the slow season, but even if you can make a sale or two a week on jobs, like you could do 1 or 2 jobs a week, that's still better than not having any work coming in. So take that into consideration, guys. I hope it helps. This is just a quick little video, and I wanted to give you a pointer. I've tried that closing tip multiple times throughout the past, I guess this is going on our 4th year in business, I think. And 4th year in business. I've tried that multiple times throughout the years, and every time that I use that technique for closing, it almost always, it's at least a 90%, we get some part of that job. We get either we do half that job, we do certain section, or the customer comes back and tells us, yeah, do the whole thing, because we're willing to work with them. So implement that in your business. Let me know below if you have success with it in the comments. And give this video a like, subscribe for more tips. And thanks for watching, guys.